Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for August 16th, 2021, Monday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We will have a Time for Change call this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. At the very core of our being is a source of pure consciousness. It is the most brilliant, multi-dimensional energy that we will ever find in the whole universe. The greatest shimmering diamond discovered with 10,000 sparkling facets cannot compare to the brilliance of our scintillating consciousness. When we seek out this inner jewel and explore it intimately, we soon realize that it is open to receiving every experience that this life offers. It doesn't push away any negative experience or try to pull towards it only positive experiences. Our radiant pure consciousness aspects all, accepts all, embraces all, loves all, and welcomes all experiences. It knows that each life experience, whether it's painful or pleasurable, is a virtual, vital ingredient needed on the soul's path towards enlightenment. Every soup needs a little spice and a little salt and a little sweetness to make it perfectly balanced. So my invitation for you today is to merge with and connect deeper with this all-welcoming, non-judging energy. Notice how it has no resistance to this life, no preference for how our lives should or shouldn't unfold. It is shining its sparkling light on everything and everyone. It is totally open and willing to embrace this moment fully, ready to experience whatever life has to offer. It's quite enjoyable to sit back and just sparkle. Enjoy every experience that divinity is gifting all of us. Give yourself permission to really shine today. Sparkle your light on everything so that the whole universe becomes the cosmic diamond you already are. We all have the innate power to heal our bodies of any dis-ease. Challenge is that most of us have not connected fully with our God center. When negative emotion is dissipated, or physical vehicles will vibrate much greater harmony with nature, and much disease will no longer consume a man. J.J. Dewey. Our bodies are amazing healing machines. These machines already have automatic processes built into to ensure that they maintain a state of perfect health. Science has found that our body's cells naturally regenerate themselves at different speeds, depending upon where they are located in the body. For instance, all cells in our eyes take only 48 hours to regenerate themselves, whereas the cells of the liver take about 6 weeks to completely replicate. In 1 year from today, our entire bodies will contain 100% brand new cells, where we will physically not be the same person that we are today. Now, you may be wondering, how can a person create or maintain any illness past 1 year if every cell in the body will be completely regenerated and brand new? Dr. Deepak Chopra asked the same question, and through extensive research found an amazing discovery. The reason unhealthy cells continue to replicate themselves is that negative emotions from life experiences become chemically trapped in the cell causing it to remember itself to be unhealthy. Understand what that means, especially in this meditation. The reason unhealthy cells continue to replicate themselves, unhealthy cells continue to replicate themselves, is that negative emotions from life experiences become chemically trapped in the cell, causing it to remember itself to be unhealthy. The negative feelings in these cellular memories cause a healthy cell to replicate as unhealthy, which leads to the perpetuation of an illness or dis-ease. Other scientists, such as Candace Park, Joseph Ledoux, Elliot Drucker, have also found that the chemicals caused by our emotions are stored within the walls of the cells. They have found that when we experience positive, healthy emotions, such as love, peace, and gentleness, the cell walls respond to these positive emotions, and their communication receptors remain open, receptive, and healthy. On the other hand, when a traumatic event occurs, chemicals called peptides flood into our bloodstream and attach themselves to our cell receptors, hindering chemical communication from taking place. As long as the traumatic memory from these chemically blocked cells is not healed, they end up protecting themselves and cutting off healthy, necessary communication with other cells in the body. Blocked communication of cells in the body, eventually over time, leads to the development of physical illness showing up in the body. The physical world includes our bodies, is a response of the observer. We create our bodies as we create the experience of our world. Deepak Chopra. So Dr. Deepak Chopra did a lifetime study of successful survivors of illness. And what he discovered was amazing. He found that all the survivors had two things in common. The first was that they all could access a divine, intelligent, loving source inside of them. God, higher love, infinite source, etc. The second thing was that they could forgive others, let go of the emotional pain, and relieve themselves from their past traumatic memories. Brandon Bays, a woman who knew about the power of healing from within, cured herself of a tumor the size of a basketball by releasing and reprogramming her past stored memories. By releasing and reprogramming her past stored memories. She went on to develop a simple process called the journey that allows us to access our connection to divine intelligence, reprogram cellular memories, free ourselves from stored up negative emotions, and come to a true place of healing and forgiveness inside. This journey process physically supports the body in destroying peptides and reopens all cell receptors for healthy cell communication. The clearing and reprogramming of these unhealthy cellular memories creates the profound effect of true physical healing all throughout the body. Every human being is the author of their own health or disease. Sivananda. Today, there are thousands of people from around the world who have experienced complete physical healings from this amazing journey process. People have healed themselves completely from hyperthyroid conditions that they've battled for years by moving to the root of their emotional trauma and releasing it. That's why in these meditations are so imperative to follow and listen, to learn about your power and ability. Through hypnosis, she found the root cause of the problem, healed the memories causing the unhealthy chemicals from forming, and transformed those negative chemical patterns from within her mind. The results became a physical manifestation of a normal thyroid. It's important to know that people with diseases, ranging from breast cancer to poor eyesight to diabetes, have experienced total physical healing and have maintained this perfect state of wholeness to this day. A sad soul can kill you quicker than a germ. John Steinbeck. A sad soul can kill you quicker than a germ. We all can heal our bodies with our minds. We can shift into having a physically healthier experience of this life by retraining our brains to heal our bodies. We always talk about that we all have the power. When we call in the emerald green healing flaming light of Archangel Raphael, reminds us of our omnipotent healing power. We are powerful, beautiful, and extraordinary. No matter what happens to us in our lives, remember this one sweet understanding. We are powerful beyond measure, beautiful beyond words, and truly extraordinary beings who have access to unlimited love, creativity, and pleasure. All this and more is available inside each of us right now. And it's always to access it, sit in a state of wonder. Be in awe of this understanding. Try it just for a few minutes and see what happens. You might just discover some resistance, denial, or perhaps the realization that this amazing fact is already within you. It is good to know that each block you encounter in this life is your greatest catalyst diving into a deeper experience of your most enlightened self. Every experience we have as human beings contains a doorway to this divine state. Every experience. All that's needed is to look for the door, reach out for the golden handle, and walk on through. There is nothing as easy and fulfilling as entering the sweet paradise that is within our very being. It's easiest to discover this warm, fuzzy feeling inside when we are alone, in nature, quiet, looking within ourselves for many hours. To arrive at this place means letting go of the hectic outer world. Put away the busy, overly productive to-do list and devote to spend some solid quality time with you. Whatever is stopping any of us from making time for ourselves is blocking us from experiencing the most tremendous freedom, love, and joy. Let go of your life. Emotionally, mentally, and intentionally loosen your grip and relax into your true self. And here, we will all find this powerful, beautiful, and extraordinarily high vibrational being. Letting go for us is not easy at first, especially when we are used to spending our lives living like a closed, clenched, tight, white-knuckle fist. So practice loosening your grip on yourself. Try it for at least 1 hour every day. You might be pleasantly surprised how much you look forward to this time. Fact is that you are worth it. When you look at yourself in the mirror, what you see is seeing you. Maybe not always clearly, yet we can only see aspects of ourselves. Our entire self is too huge, too amazing and magnificent to digest in just one sitting. It's like you can look back at your day and remember most of what happened, yet try and look back on your entire life and even past lifetimes and digest everything in the same detailed manner. We are much bigger than the mind can conceive. When you come to the edge of all the light you know, when you come to the edge of all the light you know, and are about to step off into the darkness of the unknown, faith is knowing one of two things will happen. There will be something solid to stand on, or you will be taught how to fly. To start feeling a fraction of just how amazing we all truly are, begin with letting go of any limiting beliefs that arise about yourselves. If you think you're too nice, too old, too fat, too ugly, too poor, too rich, these are old, boring stories and excuses and truth. They are just tiny electrons passing through the brain, making you feel or believe you're in some prison. Realize these are all just thoughts passing through your consciousness in each moment. You can choose to pay attention to the good ones or the bad ones. It's totally up to you. You can easily break free from any negative or limiting beliefs running around in your mind by surrendering to loving you. Trust in the feeling of love. Believe that love is the way. Notice how it feels to be a bit more gentle and kind with yourself. What does it feel like to accept all of your parts? Real love is deep and eternal. It has no reason why it loves. It just constantly sends out gentle energy, working its magic and healing all parts of you every time. There is nothing more powerful and transformational than love. Total, sweet, deep, eternal love. When you devote your day to loving you, being gentle with you, something very magical occurs. You start to feel the love that is already inside you now. Deep inside your soul is the infinite source of love, the energy of God, source, absolute consciousness. Whatever name you place on it, the energy is the same. It is creating your experience of reality in every millisecond of your life. And it is the most benevolent, brilliant, and loving source there will ever be. Neither a lofty degree of intelligence nor imagination nor both together go to the making of genius. Love, 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 that is the soul of genius. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Everyone on this planet is all on this sacred spiritual journey together. This life is for our enjoyment, transformation, spiritual growth, and eventually our enlightenment. We are here to enlighten the load from our past. Let go of all the heaviness we've been carrying for lifetimes. Whatever has been burdening, blocking, or frustrating to us is not real. The very instant we clearly see what is real, then everything changes immediately. There is this great relief inside as we no longer have to fight or resist anything in life anymore. The war is over. We can see the truth and accept that which we believed was totally unacceptable about ourselves. It is then that our greatest joy and freedom begins to settle in. There is nothing we can do to make a wrong turn in this life. Nothing we can do to make a wrong turn in this life. Everything is part of our destiny. On an infinite highway where everything is connected, all lanes eventually reach the same infinite destination. We cannot mess up our lives. It is perfectly imperfect, just as it is. It contains all the bittersweet and sour elements needed to release our tight grip inside ourselves. Relax deeply and find out that we are powerful, beautiful, and truly extraordinary. On those days when you feel that you've made a wrong turn in your life, when you got in trouble for not yielding to the other, where you had an unconscious moment and smashed into someone you love, it may feel like everything is lost. Maybe you were driving with one foot on the brake, the other foot on the gas, mainly looking backwards in the rearview mirror. The secret here is forgiveness. Let go of whatever mistakes you've made in your life. They are last year's movie. Just observe the judgments of these movies about yourself without participating in that judgment. Welcome the experience of whatever your great error was and accept that it was a lesson teaching you something deeper about yourself and life. By welcoming whatever judgments are showing up about yourself, the judgmentaholic inside gets to step down from its pedestal, and a hint of clarity somehow naturally finds its way in. A glimmer of lightness finds its way into the deepest, darkest night of the soul. When you finally experience judgment for whatever it has to say, without holding on to any story about it, the universe has to present itself to you with full clarity. So, for this week, is this: don't resist any experience that this life gives you. Welcome all the good and bad you see inside you. Yet, give some extra special attention to that part of you that is powerful beyond measure, beautiful beyond words, and truly an extraordinary being who has access to unlimited, deep, eternal love. Any resistance is futile and just makes you contract from life and get even more emotionally knotted up inside. If you must resist an experience in this life, be conscious about it. Know that this is your choice. There is always another way to experience who you are. Try this for about a week, and a relaxing, freeing feeling will move on in. Just trust the process. Let go and surrender to what is deeper and already at peace inside. There is no beginning or ending in the journeyless journey to nowhere. You do not start from somewhere, and you do not end at anywhere. You are where you are, and you continue from there. Bodhidharma. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I am sure we all are. And the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. This is absolute imperative for all of us, is to relax the body that you're in, head to toe, inside out. Focus on the breath, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Easy. Focus on listening to the breath. This is how the body calms. You're the master of that body. Once you've mastered the mind and the ego, you'll be able to heal that body in no time at all. So in total silence. And see, we carry past lives, stresses and fears and anxieties. We don't know it. We think it's only this life. But it's all lives that we've experienced. So when you're carrying this, carrying it, you don't know you're carrying it. After a while, it's just part of you. Many of us walk around with balls and chains on each ankle, dragging it. We're so used to it that we don't know we're dragging anything. And it's all because of this all these worries, stresses, and fears. Because things don't go the way you want them to. Because you push this or force this or do this or try to hurry this, and you don't listen to the God that you are within. And so you push and you push and you push and you push and you push. And so you're forcing things. And then you learn that in the event you come enough of the full circle that you say, I don't need to push anything. I negate everything that I desire by pushing it. Now, if you had, I used to move, when I was a kid, grand pianos several flights of stairs. And you knew that you come to a point when you just can't move it any further. You know that your body will break if you keep trying to move it any further. There was one time where only two of you can move these, see. Years ago, they had piano boards that you would move them with. And so one time I had this grand piano, beautiful piano, and concert hall. They wanted us to move it in the upper deck. And so one of the guys with me, who's helped me move, was at the top of it as we were going up. He got a Charlie horse in his calf, and he fell down, so it was all on me. Now, I knew I could have just let go, but then I would have harmed myself, because you have straps and everything. So I held it there, balanced it, until he was good enough. And I knew I couldn't push it. I couldn't push it. I did not have the physical strength. Although I was holding it, I couldn't push it, move it. So I just surrendered it, and he finally got going, and we were able to get it up there in the upper deck. This is no different than what we deal with our lives. We push things, we hurry them. We get stressful, upset, irritated. We have expectations when we don't think we do. We have attachments when we don't think we do. Because the ego mind just tricks us. And we suffer because we have disappointment, then worry, stress, fear, anxiety. What's going to happen now? What are we going to do now? So this is all part of our life experience. It's all perfect. None of it's wrong. We just experience it. So it depends on how you view it. And this is where your body comes into play. So doesn't it make sense that you don't care to carry the stuff? Because it doesn't do you any good at all. It doesn't serve any greater purpose. So we just let it go. And that means your stresses, your fears, your anxiety. You may find yourself visiting it over and over again because it's so much and it keeps coming and keeps coming. Because we're like a factory. We keep manufacturing this stuff. But once you do, when you go into listening to your breath, and all you're concerned about is relaxing that body and being with you alone. And the body will respond every single time. No drugs, no shots, nothing. Just you with the body that you're in. So as that body relaxes and it realizes it doesn't need to carry any of that stuff, it's superfluous. You fall into this closeness with the God that you are in that body. So the body relaxes. And what happens is that when that body relaxes, it moves into the now because it's not thinking. It's left the mind alone, the ego, the subconscious mind. It's not worrying. It's not stressing. It's not fearing. It's not filled with anxiety, hurry, envy, anger, hatred, none of that. It's floating. And by moving into the now, it stills the ego and the mind and the subconscious mind. We step out of it. We're not in it. We just step out of it. We're not in it. And when we do this, we're able to view them. We see them. We don't judge them. We don't participate in the judgment. We just watch. We learn. This is how we master them. See, when you do that, when you master the mind, you heal the body. That's a guarantee. When you master the mind, you will be able to heal the body. So in the now, the space between heartbeats, the breath is the now. Every breath we take in, every breath that we let go of is the now. We relax in the now. This is how we become still. This is how we really master the body. This is how we know that the soul that enters the body is the heaven and the body is the earth, heaven on earth. We know that those of us who are consciously aware on the journey to learn with the God, that every step we take, we create paradise. Every step we take, we're releasing the light that we are. We're letting it shine out everywhere. It's not covered up. It's just shining everywhere 24/7. And it is the highest and the deepest eternal love, peace, gratitude. And it's always. Never fades, never disappears. It's always there. It's just that we don't know it. We think it's outside of us. The mind, think it's outside of us. But when we go on the heart mind, we feel it and we know where it is within. And our light shines on everyone and everything. Everything and everything, nothing and nothing. Always, eternally. All of the sleepers, the parts of us that are asleep. You don't think that affects them? Yes, it does. All those who are somewhat awake, affects them too. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. So if you were to look at this planet, when the civilization is consciously aware, you would see nothing but a brilliant bowl of light that would be so brilliant you couldn't look at it. And there wouldn't be anything in the universe that would come close to it. So we know that the soul, the body, the higher self, the spirit, heart, mind, ego mind, subconscious mind, it's all one. We learn about the body through the gods that we are by knowing that we are the gods within the body. That's the process. That's the journey, part of the journey, endless. We know that we, as gods, pure consciousness, flow through these bodies, through these energy vortexes that are etherical, spiritual. So are our God, the God that we are. So we have these vortexes, and we travel through them throughout this entire body. We know the gods that we are. The reason we're disconnected, this is why we don't think we can heal ourselves, but we know that the God flows throughout this body. Every single quirk, every microcosm, everything about this body, the God intimately knows. Every cell structure, everything, all with its own consciousness within these bodies, on them, in them, above them, below them. So you begin to clarify and understand that we have all held this understanding but never connected with it. This is why there are so many sick ones on this planet. Distracted, misguided, manipulated, deceived, all the time. When all along, what it takes is making the commitment to go within these bodies, locate the God, which is basically everywhere, and be the God, not the body. Then you heal the body. And the body never gets sick, never deteriorates, never ages. We are always being shown reflections of the gods within us. In these meditations, we do the rose view, and it is the God within us. The golden ocean is the God within us. The crystal night tower is the God within us. It's always a reflection of who we are, what we really are. All of the parts of us that we call upon to be with us in consciousness, aware. We talk about all the light energy beings. That's everything. That's all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. That includes every single one of us. That includes the ascended masters, the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetype, but only those who are consciously aware. Because you think that they're all consciously aware? The parts of us? They're not. Same with our loved ones who have ascended out of physical form. They're not all conscious. Do you think all souls are consciously aware? They're not. Do you believe that when you leave the body, that the soul is consciously aware of everything? It is not. It has not learned that about itself. So there's more to this than people realize. You, in this meditation, feel it through your heart-mind when we go into silence. But understand that the first step is making the commitment to go within your body. Stay there. Get to know the God that you are. The God is pure consciousness. All right? The soul. Then you move from there and discover what the consciousness is. So it's a never-ending journey. We don't end and then disappear. We just continue. It's the same with everything. Because we are the grand creators of it all. all of us, even the ones that are unconscious. Imagine that we carry a light, which we do, which is us, which is the God, that is so bright. This is literally, it is so bright that even 1 billion trillion suns can't compare to it because of its brilliance, because of its depth. There's nothing like it. When you see the soul, when you see many of them, you understand. The sun dims, that all of the suns dim in comparison. They seem dim compared to the gods that we are in these bodies. That's why when we talk about, 8 billion gods shining their light 24/7, there's nothing in the universe can even come close to it. We're all teaching each other continuously. We're learning from each other continuously. It doesn't matter who you come in contact with, if it's an off-world or galactic, celestial, whatever it is, learning from it. Learning, teaching, learning, always. Every experience that we have in these lives is learning and teaching, is experiencing. No matter if it's disappointing, happy and wonderful, or in between. All experiences. We all take this life so seriously. We never end up ever in this life, in thousands of lifetimes, ever connecting with the gods we are. Imagine that. We get so bound up into the physical world, and we embrace the physical world, which is the body too, the body is the physical world, that we completely forget about who and what we are. Then we leave the body, and we do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again. This is our chance, this is our opportunity to be awake enough in this life to embrace the gods that we are, to go within, stay within, and to start transitioning yourself with the God that you are, and away from the physical material world. You'll find that that's when everything becomes unblocked. The universe just sends and sends and sends because your frequency, your vibration is so high that anything that you ask for is yours. Imagine that. All the time that we have been in this life, and in many others, that we have been cajoled and pressured and manipulated and taught that we're all separate, that the God is outside of us, and that we're all powerless. Quite frankly, that is just a big load of crap. But when you believe something that isn't, it will become is. It will become is. Give it a long enough time span, you believe it enough, then it will be. When you force something, it will not be. To feel all the parts of you, all of those that we call in that are parts of us, is to go into silence, to breathe, to flow with the God that you are. That's all you do. You listen to the breath. Focus on the breath. You'll move yourself to the door that you open and meet the God that you are. You'll find that the spark of ecstasy, happiness, joy, and bliss, and peace, and gentleness, and kindness, and generosity, and humbleness, and well-being, and abundance, and prosperity were always yours. Never left you. Can't. It's part of you. But we've been taught that it isn't part of us. It's all out there. Buying and having and wanting and buying and getting and wanting and buying and getting and having is what this is all about on this planet. Because we've embraced the physical and we've ignored the spiritual. That's why there's so many problems. Collectively, we could transform this planet in a matter of minutes. In the event we were all consciously aware. But right now, that's not the case. But we are all affecting every single life form on this planet. Don't believe the ego mind that you aren't. We are affecting every life form on and above and below this planet. Not only that, throughout the solar system. Not only that, but throughout the galaxy. Not only that, but throughout the universe. Now, the ego mind will come in and tell you, oh, that's just a load of bunk. That's not even possible. Don't even listen about that. When that's the truth. When we surrender our guilt, our fear, our worry, our shame, all these insecurities that are all physical, do you think the soul's insecure? No. This is why we have hundreds of millions of on- and off-world participants in this meditation. This is why we continue to go over 3.5 years. Because we know. Those that gather in this meditation on a daily basis also know. Do we ever end it? No. We are it. We always have been. We're everything. We always have been that. But do you ever notice, whenever you want and worry, the want and worry increases? Whenever you fear, the fear increases. Whenever you stress, the stress increases. Whenever you hate and have anger, it increases. So why entertain it on anything about that on this planet? This civilization is moving into a whole unprecedented existence. The parts of us that are asleep will stay asleep till one time in existence they'll finally wake up. It isn't our direction to force them to wake up. Our direction is with each and every one of us to ascend. To ascend is to know the God within you. To ascend is to be in a state of bliss and love 24/7. Yeah, that's ascension. 24/7. To be in that state constantly. Not once in a while, not once every few minutes or hours or years, all the time. Now, has anybody achieved that on this planet? No, not yet. Did Christ achieve it? No. Did Buddha achieve it? No. Did Maitreya achieve it? No. Not totally. Is it hard to achieve? No. But if you're not, when you don't commit to yourself, then it isn't reachable. When you don't have the faith in yourself, then it isn't reachable. The world that you see now is only the expression of all of us of how we view life. That's the only reason it exists. It's the reason why it is the way it is because how we view life. How we view this life. Which has nothing to do with the God within us, with your consciousness. So it's like this. You reverse. You go within, and you finally discover where all the joy, the bliss, the abundance and prosperity, well-being has always been. With the God that you are. Doesn't it make sense? that every single moment we can, we are connecting with the gods within us? Because all this garbage flying around us in the storm out there, while we're in the center, is what we've created. Nothing outside of us created that. All the gods created it, the collective consciousness. So if we created it, doesn't it make sense that we can move out of it, create something new with the gods that we are? Feel this in this meditation through your heart minds. Go deeply within. Focus on your breath. Listen to your breath. No expectations, no attachments. You're just floating. You aren't moving. You aren't thinking. You aren't stressing, fearing, or worrying. You just are. You're being. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. Rely not upon your own will. Your will is not trustworthy, Buddha. When one is not seated in meditation, one will often be distracted without noticing it. To become conscious of the distraction, to the mechanism by which to do away with distraction. Sit in meditation at least 1 or 2 hours every day so that you become unoccupied, completely unoccupied with the outer engagements, and your full observation is focused on your inner world. In the beginning, you will see you have opened a Pandora's box. In the beginning, you will see you have entered into a madhouse, and you will want to escape and become engaged again. Avoid that temptation. To avoid this temptation is a must. Otherwise, you will never be able to meditate. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and then to the following morning. We will return here August 17th, 2021, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.